Hi, and welcome back to Lori's Crafty Corner. Here's my first mini album that I ever made. It's actually two mini albums. Originally, I wanted just to make one mini album, but I had so many pictures, I should say, that I wanted to scrap that it ended up alligatoring my first album. And what I mean by alligatoring is that this album right now, it's pretty thick. It ended up being wide, like an open mouth, like an alligator wanting to chew on something. So I've found out the hard way that if you have albums like that for storing, it's weird because it doesn't all fit properly. And if you're like me and you just stuck them there together, it ends up bending your pages and ruining and flattening stuff inside. And, you work hard for your projects, and then having them be smushed like that, it's not something that I wanted. So I took some pages out, added a few in, and ended up with two mini albums. And these mini albums document my husband's and our honeymoon in Disney back in February 2016. And I made these albums shortly after, so they're about 3 years old. And for this, I used Simple Stories Say Cheese 1, 2, and 3 collections. And let's get right to it. I don't remember how many pictures I ended up documenting, but they are about between 150 and 200 pictures because I used a whole lot of different sizes. And pages, I have no idea, but a lot of pages. So let's get started with the first page. I'll be just flipping through, and if I see anything interesting, I'll just hold it up closer to the camera. So here we go. See what I mean by bending the page? That's why I divided it. So I made like this little insert here. This is one of the selfies my husband and I took on one of the first days. And then, some journaling. I should state that I used both of these snap albums came with these cardboard or chipboard dividers and plastic pages, so I used both. But I also had some of these different pocket pages of different sizes, so I inserted them into the album. And I also I had the 6x8 pages that already come with the tiny holes in it, and it's coordinated with the collection. So yeah, I added some enamel dots, some stickable brads, extra journaling, some thread here for added texture, some gold paint on top. Here I just squeezed glue onto the layout and then just threw some sequins and buttons onto it. I corrected this because it says best day ever. I crossed it out and added stay because I'm documenting the hotel that we stayed at. Added some chipboard banner up here. All of the chipboard inserts that the album brought, I colored them with painted them with some gold acrylic paint. And then what I did was that for each day, I wrote the title of the park that we went to, added some journaling here to sort of summarize the whole idea of what we did that day. And then if I needed to add extra detail, oh, this is where we did this, then I added it throughout the album. Made a tiny shaker element here. Made a flip up here. Added a pocket for extra pictures. That's why I was able to fit between 150 and 200 pictures. Another pocket with two more 4x6 pictures. I loved this one. That peek through that says magic. Here you open, you have more pictures. I mean, we took a lot of pictures. I love taking pictures because it just freezes that moment in time for you. And then you go back, and when you scrap it or you document it, this is some washi tape that I had also. When you go back to document it and to scrap the picture, you're instantly reminded of what you did that day, what was happening, what's the funny story or sad story or whatever kind of story. Oops, there. And that's why I like taking pictures. This one, the first one was Epcot. This is Hollywood Studios. I documented this ride because it's my husband's and my favorite. Here's the overall story of what we did that day. Added some stitching here. We met Buzz and Woody, and I loved this. The whole interaction we had with them. Some of the pictures are with my husband's camera, some are from our cell phones, you know, selfies. But most of them are from the Disney's Memory Maker, or I think it's PhotoPass. I don't know, they changed the name, but when we first went, which was back in 2013, I went with my dad, my parents, and my brother. They called it Memory Maker. I think now it's Disney's PhotoPass, or I don't know. But it's that package that includes pictures by the photographers there, and by you also get the right pictures. So yeah, here's a pocket that has 5 more 6x4 pictures. Extra paper, a 3x4 pocket page with some extra journaling. Here I added since it was like a ticket that needed to be filled in, I just filled it in with the information from my trip, or from the day that we went there. I love that picture. We met Mike and Sully. And Star Wars. My husband and I, we love Star Wars. So when we saw that they were taking pictures like this, we were like, yeah, let's go and let's make the line and, you know, have a picture taken. And at the end, I made a pocket to include some not random, but some pictures that were left over. Because for this one, what I did for both of them, of the albums, is that I printed out, I went over my pictures, I went over my collection and what I had on hand, and then I just chose pictures, and I'm gonna use this picture as a 3x4 or in a 4x6, and so on and so forth. And then I just began creating it. That's usually the method that I use. Oops. Let me see if I stick one at a time. There we go. That's the method that I usually use for when I'm creating. I look at the papers that I have, I look at the pictures, oh, I can use these here. And then I also get like a sketch in my mind. At times it changes, but you know, it really does help when you look at your pictures and you look at the papers and so on. So that's part 1. Let me go get part 2, which it's right here. Here we go. Cover page, so to speak. This was at Magic Kingdom. Added journaling. Enamel dots. Chipboard stickers, ephemera. And again, I used all 3 Say Cheese collections that were out at that time. Now they have Say Cheese 4 and I can't wait to get my hands on it. Especially since we might be having a family trip to Disney in the near future. So yeah, that if when we do go, you might expect me to make like a challenge. You know, I have Mini Man March. Maybe I'll have like a Disney sort of challenge where everything that I scrap or document is Disney related. Hopefully, but we'll see. This insert, I cut it up. Instead of using the regular 6x8 size, I just divided it in half. And I think I used the other half in the other album. That's why I love using the Disney Memory Maker, because the photographers, they're just as silly as we are, and they just make us do random poses, and it just makes the trip more memorable. Here, the photographer, this ride back here is the Little Mermaid ride, and the photographer was like, oh, let's, you know, make a fishy face. And here I try to make a fishy face, but my husband couldn't really make it, so it's like a weird face. But it's just so funny, and it's so memorable when you go back and flip through these albums. And you see, you know, all the crazy stuff you did, and I really can't wait to go back. If I could, I'd go every year, because I just love it. You just enjoy yourself so much. So, even though I should state, we had 5 park days. So we went once to Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom, and we went twice to Magic Kingdom. That's why here's a different wardrobe than this one. This one's actually the second day that we went. So this one's Animal Kingdom. Again, the final, not the final, but the summarizing idea behind what we did that day and where we ate. I loved this breakfast at Tusker House. It's a buffet in Animal Kingdom. Oh, forgot. I made a flip here to add extra pictures. I don't know, maybe it's me or something, I don't know, but at times I have trouble trying to select just one picture, because for Tusker House, so maybe I could have chosen this picture and that's it, and just written it down. But I loved all the pictures, so that's why I placed it there. These are the things that are sticking one page to another, but okay. These cards that come with the collection are so cute and so versatile. If you don't want to write anything, you can just use it as a mat, or you can just fill it in. Here, weather report. It says sunny, cloudy, overcast, or rainy. So, you know, sunny. So I checked it off. I wrote on some of the stickers. Up here, I wrote again. I like that idea of adding journaling or little words here or there. Here's a small insert that I made. Because I don't really like having that monotony of everything is 6x8. So that's why I added those tiny, not tiny, but smaller pocket pages throughout this insert to add variety to my project. The picture is so funny. And let's see, yeah. When we went on Festival of the Lion King, one of our favorite shows. It's actually my husband's favorite movie. And it's sort of funny that the last thing that I document is I like the ride, but even though I know where the T-Rex, actually it's not a T-Rex, it's a Carnotaur, I know where he's going to pop up, I always scream my head off. And, you know, I could have ended the album on another note, you know, a happier note, oh, here we are eating or whatnot, but I don't know, I just left it there, and it's a cute and funny and I don't know, sort of moment. But maybe let's see if you can pick them up. Here I am. Okay, you know, not so bad. And here I am screaming my head off. Again, I know where the Carnotaur pops up, but it always gets me. I love that ride, but I always scream my head off. It's like, you know, everything's fine while I'm making the line, and when I get on the car, it's like, oh, okay, now I start to get a bit nervous, and when I'm nervous, I tend to talk a lot, much more than I talk on my videos. And my husband notices. He's like, yeah, you're nervous, but you know, it's a ride, it's not a real thing. And I'm like, yeah, I know it's not the real thing, but that Carnotaur always gets me. So yeah. These are the 2 mini albums that I made. In the description below, I'll try to count up the pictures, the amount of pictures that I used, and the amount of pages that I had, so you can get an idea. By all means, share this video with the video with your friends. Share it with yourself. In the sense that use it to get inspired to document your vacation or your staycation. Use it to document other stuff. That's the idea behind me making these videos, is to inspire you to use up your stuff. So if anything, again, leave a comment down below. I'll leave the links to all my other social media handles so that you can follow me if you want. I am in the works of a Facebook group. And yeah, I'll let you guys know when I have it up and running. And if anything, I'll see you back soon. Bye.